Hey friends, this is Free Opinion bringing you my free opinion. Today we're going to be looking at, again, Governor Cuomo, thinking that he is God amongst men. He thinks he's the supreme ruler. We have little North Korea at our northern borders, guys. This is insane. But, again, I'm just being a dick about it. But Cuomo does believe that he is supreme ruler, kind of like AOC, thinking that she can rewrite the Constitution whenever she pleases. Cuomo feels the same way. Well, Cuomo, I gotta tell you, bro, people are gunning for your job. People don't want you in office anymore because of what you are doing. We seen those patriots up there in fucking Buffalo, New York, turn around and tell your sheriffs out there to fuck off. You can't come in, leave. Because they are trying to enforce unconstitutional laws. Meaning that they're not even really laws. They're you playing fast and loose with whatever you want to. Guys, I'm sorry that I have higher energy than usual. I had a lot of coffee this morning. And I made some pretty big gains today in the stock market. So, let's look at what fucking Cuomo is doing.
I believe that law enforcement officer violates his or her constitutional duty. I don't.
So right there, let me put a little thought. This is just going to be like a little thought experiment for me, okay? He's saying that the police officers are violating their constitutional duty. Does he not realize when a police officer gets that fucking badge that they take an oath to uphold the Constitution? Meaning, okay, that even if it is you, a governor, that is telling them to back up a law that is unconstitutional, they can tell you to eat their balls. You need to understand you are not above the law, Mr. Cuomo. I mean, with all the deaths that you yourself have caused through the COVID, putting elderly patients that have COVID in with not sick patients, killing thousands doing that. I believe it's thousands. Could be a little bit less. If somebody fact check me, let me know if I'm wrong. But I do believe that thousands of elderly people died in nursing homes because of Cuomo's rules, okay? You should be looking at a jail cell. And not one of the nice ones in a low minimum security prison. I'm talking about you should be in Rikers. All right? You have caused the deaths of so many people through the way you yourself have dealt with the lockdowns, have dealt with the COVID plans and all that bullshit. You have caused deaths. You like to blame it on Donald Trump, but guess what, brother? You are the local government. You can say if you're going to enforce something Donald Trump says or not. You want to know why? Because in the Constitution, our forefathers from years ago said states have the right to govern themselves. Meaning, if the federal government says something that you don't agree with, you don't have to enforce it. Hence why so many states have legal marijuana, yet it is still federally illegal. Because states have the right to implement any rules that they want. But when you are, now let me backtrack a little bit, unless it goes against the Constitution. Because once it goes against the Constitution, you are stepping into uncharted territories, and that is how people rise up against their governments. So, let's listen to what he thinks these police officers' constitutional obligations are. Basically, he thinks that they are supposed to do exactly what he says. That is not how the Constitution works. That is not how the government works. You cannot implement what rules you feel like when they go against the Constitution. There's a reason why it was written. There's a reason why for over 200 years it has worked.
I don't consider them a law enforcement officer.
And I don't consider you a fucking governor.
Because you don't have the right to pick laws
Yes, they do.
that you think you will enforce and you don't enforce laws that you don't agree with.
Okay, here's the thing. I seriously believe that before you can become a governor or a congressman, fuck that, sitting chairman in your city council, okay? Before you could even be there, you have to, I swear, you should have to take a test on the Constitution because you, sir, have a mental deficiency. If you seriously think, I think all his blood flow isn't getting to his brains, it's stopping at his nipple rings, because he's not understanding that when it comes to a constitutional law, well, not a constitutional law, a law that is not constitutional is what I meant to say. Sorry, again, coffee, my brain's running a mile a minute right now. But you should not, law enforcement do not have to enforce a law that is unconstitutional. Plain and simple. Look at the down in Virginia, that sheriff told their government to fuck off. I'm not going to take these people's guns from them. Because guess what? That's how you get armed militias rising up against the government. When you start infringing on people's rights, that is why it's in the Constitution for us to rise up. It's not in there just as a, hey guys, let's just put this in here just so it's a talking point in the future. No, they had to rise up against the tyrannical government back then. And they said, you know what? When governments have too much power, the people need to take that power back. And guess what, Cuomo? You are calling for them to forcefully take you out of office by putting restrictions on people, making it to where people can't work. Because guess what? When you shut down schools, now one of those parents that used to work a job have to quit their job to watch their child. And on top of that, now that's cutting one income stream out. So you're also fucking around with their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness by making it to where they are not able to make money. Their child is not getting the best education that they could because you are shutting down the schools. All right. And then you want to go further with the restrictions and shut down businesses, cutting off, say, the other parent in that family works at a job that you don't consider fucking a job that can be open during a pandemic. Now they have both income streams cut and you ain't paying their bills. So you need to sit down, because if you don't understand the Constitution and the reason why it was written out, you should not be a sitting governor. You see what they're doing in California. They want their governor out because of the restrictions he implements. You think that you're not too far behind? Think of it this way, Cuomo. You may be in the city of New York, okay, where people like you because you're one of the elite class. Go to one of the smaller towns up north. They hate you. You want to know why they hate you? Because of the way you are implementing all of these restrictions and cutting off their income streams so they cannot pay their bills. When our homeless spikes, whose fault is it? It's not Donald Trump's. You want to know why? He does not make the rules in your state. I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to bitch about this. Let's keep watching what he's saying. I don't think we have much longer, but I'm going to bitch some more about what he's about to say because he's simple-minded. Simple Jack. That's what, you know what, Cuomo, your new name is Simple Jack.
Right? That's not a law enforcement officer.
Yes, it is. A law enforcement officer takes an oath to not protect and serve, to uphold the Constitution. Our armed forces take an oath to uphold the Constitution. Meaning, all seriousness, our military should be taking you out. Not murder, guys. Don't think that I'm calling for that. But in chains. They should be putting those little shiny bracelets on you and taking you in front of a civil rights tribunal. Taking you in front of the Supreme Court. Because you are stepping on people's rights. But do you abide by your rules? Because I do believe that you hugged, what was it, the governor the governor of Georgia not too long ago without a mask on. I believe that they have seen you in the streets walking around without a mask on. You don't even go by your own rules. I don't think any of the people living there should either. And again, to the military part, if you've taken an oath to defend the Constitution, to uphold it by the letter, you need to go to these governors and tell them, if you don't stop, we will be arresting you. Federal charges all around. Because you know the states ain't going to do it. But the feds, y'all motherfuckers need to come in and start putting cuffs on these governors. Especially these ones that were like, hey, you know what, COVID positive patients, put them in with the weakest immune systems you can. Oh, old people? Yup. You should be charged with every one of those as a wrongful death.
That's a dictator. I believe
he is a dictator. He's an idiot, too. All right, guys, this is this video, but I have a couple more unconstitutional videos coming up because I have had a lot of coffee today, and I just want to bitch about stuff. So please like, comment, subscribe, come back around and hang out for a bit. I might have another one up in a couple minutes because I found something else I want to bitch about, but I don't want to put it all into one video and have a 20, 30-minute long video. So please, when you're out and about today, be nice to someone. Unless it's Governor Cuomo. Tell him he's an asshole.